You think you would never confess to a crime you did not commit. You are certain of it. But the data says otherwise. 29% of DNA exonerations involve false confessions. People who were proven innocent by science had already told police they were guilty, and the techniques that broke them are being used right now in interrogation rooms across America. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how they work. Welcome to the Interrogation Files, where power, psychology, and control are decoded, and you learn what they do not want you to know. Here's what I'm going to break down. First, the psychological trap that makes innocent people more vulnerable than guilty ones. Second, the specific interrogation steps designed to manufacture confessions. And third, why your brain has a breaking point and how detectives are trained to find it. By the end, you will never see a police interview the same way again. The technique behind most American interrogations is called the Reid technique. It was developed in the 1940s and has trained over 500,000 law enforcement officers. It is built on one assumption: the suspect is guilty. Everything that follows is designed to confirm that assumption, not test it. Here's where the psychology gets dangerous. Innocent people behave differently than guilty ones, but not in the way you think. Research by psychologist Saul Kassin found that innocent suspects are more likely to waive their rights. They cooperate freely. They believe in a just world where the truth will come out. They think their innocence is obvious. This makes them sitting targets. The Reid technique has 9 steps. I will show you the ones that matter most. Step 1 is called positive confrontation. The detective states guilt as absolute fact. Not did you do it, but we know you did it. No question, no opening. This triggers what psychologists call certainty bias. When someone speaks with total confidence, your brain assigns them credibility, even when they are lying. Step 3 is handling denials. The manual instructs detectives to prevent suspects from denying guilt. Every time you try to say, "I did not do this," they cut you off. They talk over you. They do not let the denial exist in the room. After hours of this, your brain stops trying. Step 7 is the alternative question. This is the trap. The detective offers 2 explanations for the crime. Did you plan this, or did it just happen? Was it for money, or did someone push you into it? Both options assume guilt. There is no door marked innocent. Exhausted suspects grab the easier option without realizing either choice is a confession. Now watch how this plays out in a real case. Brendan Dassey was 16 years old with an IQ around 70. Testing showed he functioned at the language level of a 6 to 12-year-old. Investigators interrogated him about a murder in Wisconsin, and the footage shows textbook Reid application. They made promises. If you did some things, it is okay. As long as you are honest with us, it is okay. They implied he could go home. To a cognitively impaired teenager, that promise was everything. When Dassey could not produce how the victim died, the detective asked directly, "Who shot her in the head?" He fed him the answer. Every accurate detail in Dassey's confession came from the investigators. Every detail Dassey provided on his own was wrong. No forensic evidence placed him at any crime scene. He remains in prison today, not eligible for parole until 2048. Dassey is not an outlier. The Central Park 5 were 14 to 16 years old. They were interrogated for 14 to 30 hours each. All 5 confessed. All 5 were innocent. DNA later proved a serial rapist committed the crime alone. The city paid $41 million in settlement. Nothing could return the decades they lost. So why do innocent minds break? Sleep deprivation is devastating. A 2016 study found that sleep-deprived participants were 4.5 times more likely to sign false confessions. 17% of interrogations happened between midnight and 8 in the morning. Lengthy interrogations exploit decision fatigue. The average interrogation producing a false confession lasts over 16 hours. Your brain runs out of resources to resist. Minimization tactics create a psychological trap. Detectives maximize consequences, telling you conviction is certain and penalties are severe. Then they minimize, offering you one way out. Confess with a sympathetic story. After enough hours, that deal starts to look rational. Some people do not just confess, they come to believe they might be guilty. This is called an internalized false confession. Elizabeth Loftus proved that 25% of research subjects could be made to remember events that never happened. Ada Joanne Taylor, one of the Beatrice Six, still has vivid memories of committing a murder she did not commit, years after DNA proved her innocence. Here is what you need to know. The techniques I described are completely legal in America. But they are not inevitable. Britain abandoned confrontational interrogation in the 1990s. They use a method called peace, focused on gathering information rather than extracting confessions. FBI research confirms it works just as well at getting guilty people to confess, without breaking innocent ones. 10 states have now banned police deception during juvenile interrogations. 30 states require recording. The system is changing because science demanded it, but the Reid technique is still the default in most American police departments. The most dangerous question is not the one they ask. It is the one they make you ask yourself. If this changed how you see conversations, subscribe. Every interrogation follows a playbook. I will decode them all.